What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Gorilla, and welcome everyone to WWE FASTLANE 2019 review, the show from March 10th, 2019. They're in Cleveland, Ohio. You see the wrestlers from the brand of Raw and SmackDown, and they were at again in Cleveland, Ohio, in the Clinton Loans Arena, and under the promotion of the WWE. You have your commentators from Raw, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. You have your SmackDown commentators, what pertains to Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. What pertains to what happened in the women's tag team championship match, you have Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Renee Young, and Beth Phoenix. You also have your Spanish commentators, your German commentators. You have your SmackDown ring announcer, Greg Hamilton. Your Raw ring announcer, Mike Rome. You have your referees there. You had Charlie Caruso and Caleb Braxton as your interviewers. And what pertains to the pre-show panel, and which you have your host Jonathan Coachman, along with Beth Phoenix, Sam Roberts, David Otunga. Special guests of on the pre-show panel at one point, Christian and AJ Styles. I didn't watch the pre-show, but I heard they were on the pre-show, and I can care less about the pre-show. But speaking of the pre-show, a lot happened on the pre-show where it pertains to a lot of changes for Fastlane, which I'm gonna get to once we get to the card right here, right now. So before I get to the main card, let me first mention the match on the pre-show. You got a tag team match that lasted 13 minutes and 20 seconds. The New Day, which features Big E and Xavier Woods defeating Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, with Lana at ringside. They show a replay of the match on the pre-show, on the main show, I meant to say, what took place on the pre-show, where Rusev ended up taking the loss, I believe to Big E, maybe, I don't remember, but the point is, Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev lost, because fuck them, right? And the match that was supposed to happen on the pre-show between Rey Mysterio Jr. and Andrade Cien has changed onto the main card instead, which I'll get to that when I get to it. You'll find out about that pretty soon, and you'll find out other things that happened on the show pretty soon, where it pertains to what happened on where it pertains to what was announced on the pre-show. So, other than that, let's get to the main card now. The opening match was the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, defend their WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship in 14 minutes and 10 seconds, when they went up against the Miz and Shane McMiz, basically. This is whole town, and you got Miz's father, George Mizanin, at ringside. And the crowds were white hot for the Miz, because it's Cleveland, Ohio, and for some reason they loved the tag team of McMiz, changed to Miz and Shane. And the match itself was pretty good opening match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Shane McMahon and Jimmy Uso had a little collision basically, where Jimmy Uso went for trying to go for the Uso splash onto the Miz. Meanwhile, Shane McMahon who wanted to take out Jey Uso with the coast to coast, and basically Shane McMahon decided to stop Jimmy Uso in midair with the coast to coast on Jimmy Uso, who tried to go for onto the Miz for the win, which was pretty cool the way that was done too. And the match was good, all both teams from opposite side were pretty damn good. Miz did some high flying moves. He's not used to doing high flying moves, but he did one. Basically, he did one outside the ring, and he tried to do one inside the ring too, by the coaching of his dad, George Mizanin. He tried to go for I think it was some type of frog splash he tried to go for, or like a low down type of way, but if I can remember, I think it was Jimmy Uso, or maybe it was Jey Uso, knees up, rolls up the Miz, and gets the 3 count in the win. So your winners, which I predicted. Still, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Uso. So after the match, Miz and Shane, they're helping each other and all that. We get to Miz and Shane going to George McMahon, the Miz's father. Basically, he said he's very proud of the Miz and he's very happy for the Miz and all that, and he also praises Shane McMahon too. For them to walk off away from him, basically to go to the back to rest up. All of a sudden, Shane McMahon turns on the Miz, close on him, beats him up and all that. He gets into the Miz's father, grabs him by the face and pushes him down. Miz's father try to get through, but the Shakira won't let him. As Shane McMahon keeps beating down the Miz and puts him in a triangle chokehold, which didn't look that good, but still ended up being in a chokehold. And yeah, Shane McMahon, none of us saw this coming. Shane McMahon turns heel. Not Miz, not even George McMahon turned heel. It was Shane McMahon and Shane McMahon alone turning heel on the Miz. Wow. I didn't see that coming, folks. And I'm gonna mention this now. Later on the show, Caleb Braxton tried to get answers from Shane McMahon of why he did what he did to the Miz, and he didn't answer. He was like pissed off. Well, he has to say pissed off, but basically that's basically what he told you, body language, basically the way he said it, the way he delivered the body language to Caleb Braxton. So there you go. And I think, oh no, it wasn't on this episode actually. On this show, it was on the other show that Corey Graves pointed out something about Caleb Braxton. But I'll get to that when I get to my SmackDown review. But yeah, for those who are watching my reviews late, I apologize. I was busy. I failed to mention that as I started this episode. I mean this review. So I apologize for that. So, but I was busy doing something this week. So, but I still end up watching the shows though, and I'll get to more of that when I do the some reviews for pertains to WWE. But anyways, so we move on. We get Asuka, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. She defends it against Mandy Rose. As she's been accompanied by Sonya Deville. Match 6 minutes. I meant to say 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I meant to say. I'm sorry. Sorry for the confusing. But also, I need to point this out by the way, folks. Before we got to this match, Elias comes out, and he basically sings a song about the Miz being, beaten down by Shane McMahon in Cleveland, Ohio, and then he creeps on Cleveland, Ohio, or whatever, and that was it. And there's more of Elias later on. I'll get to that later. So as far as Asuka and Mandy Rose, it was not a good match at all, and mainly it's because of Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is, she just can't hang with Asuka. Asuka carried the match, and she tried her best to carry Mandy Rose in the match, but Mandy Rose, she's not on that level with Asuka. She's not. She's improved as a wrestler, but where pertains to facing one of the best wrestlers in the world in Asuka, she doesn't mess her up against Mandy Rose doesn't mess her up against Asuka, and that's the truth. It is what it is. So, and during the match too, Sonya Deville went for a candlestick from the opposite side of the ring, from the side of the ring, and then she went on the other side to get stuck on a candlestick and all that, and she did, but never used it. And I see myself, what's going on here? Like, this was ridiculous. The referee, is he blind? What's going on in this match? This match was a letdown basically because of that, and because of Mandy Rose not doing so good in this match. I mean, she was kind of alright in the match, but again, she looked like she didn't belong. She messed up a spot, a move on Asuka. I thought it was weird the way it was done. And Mandy Rose, basically when Sonya Deville went to get a candlestick, the ring skirt was on the was not being put down. Mandy Rose tripped on it, which led to Asuka to give her a nice kick to the face, a hook kick basically, to get the win. And they show a replay of Mandy Rose tripping on the ring skirt. She didn't even trip on it. She missed it, and she sold it like she tripped on it. That was garbage. But that was the way to protect Mandy Rose to lose against Asuka. So what happened afterwards? Sonya Deville was trying to apologize to Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose didn't want to hear any of it. She walks off. Sonya Deville looks concerned. Mandy Rose looks upset. So I guess we're doing a breakup for Fire and Desire. That's their tag team name, by the way. So yeah, what a waste that's gonna be, by the way, folks. Breaking them up. Kofi Kingston and the New Day. Big E and Xavier Woods. So on the pre-show, the New Day was there. Just one thing I want to mention, because like I said, a lot happened on the pre-show, but I didn't watch it because I didn't care for the pre-show. But Kofi Kingston was told by the McMahons to meet him at his office, Vince McMahon, to discuss this whole thing with Kofi Kingston deserves a shot at the WWE Championship. So here we are, an hour later. Kofi Kingston's waiting outside the office. Big E and Xavier Woods were upset, so they basically barged in there for Kofi Kingston. This man gets up. This man is like, "Where were you? I was waiting for you. Like, you're late. You're an hour late." Something like that, basically. So basically, Big E, Xavier Woods, one of them was doing the talking for Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston basically did a little bit of talking for himself. This man is like, Kofi, you do deserve something. And then he's like, the match for the WWE Championship is now a triple threat match. And then he said to Kofi, so get out there because your match is next. So at the time I was thinking to myself, so you're basically devaluing the WWE Championship belt by putting it in the middle, earlier on the card. That's not what happened. So Kofi Kingston comes out, and then it was announced that he was going to be in a handicap match against The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. By the way, I forgot to mention too. This man said that Big E and Xavier Woods are banned from ringside. So the match happens. And by the way, the fans were excited. That Kofi Kingston was getting his shot because we all thought it was going to be Kofi Kingston in this triple threat match for the WWE Championship. But it turns out it wasn't. So when they found out this was going to be a handicap match instead, the fans were pissed off. Even their mascot of the New Day, Byron Saxton, got all pissed off. But the match lasted 5 minutes and 15 seconds, excuse me. And the match was boring. Even the fans were saying boring. As I'm watching this, I was excited to see Kofi Kingston get his ass kicked. But then as I watch this, I see myself, this ain't worth it. This beatdown on Kofi Kingston, despite me how I feel about Kofi Kingston being with New Day and the way they carry themselves, like it was hard for me to watch at this point. I like just end it already. And when they didn't want to end it, they could have ended the match already, but they decided to not end the match. And by the way, it was a tornado rule, by the way. So this led to Big E and Xavier Woods come out. They went against McMahon's ruling of being banned from ringside. But then it didn't matter because Rusev and Nakamura comes on. They end up being on the show, by the way. They beat up on New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods. And then in the end, The Bar ends up being Kofi Kingston anyways. And there you go. I was like to myself, thank God it's over. Like this didn't need to be on the pay-per-view. This did not need it at all. I would have been fine with Kofi Kingston being in the match so that he could have lost. He would have taken the pinfall instead of having Kevin Owens taking the pinfall from Daniel Bryan. But we'll get to more of that later. So yeah, this was a waste of time. This match was fucking garbage and boring. And I feel bad that Kofi Kingston was in that match too because it was bullshit. So let me get to a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. It lasted 10 minutes and 50 seconds. You had the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus Aleister Black and Ricochet, and versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. This match was incredible, folks. Except for that one botch that was made by Scott Dawson's part, where Ricochet was going for Hurricane Rana, or should I say Frankensteiner, from outside the ring. But Scott Dawson, for some reason, he didn't feed into it that much, where he could have hurt himself there, and the Ricochet. I don't know what he was thinking there, but besides that, the match was great. Three teams in this match were fantastic, and I was waiting for that one moment Oh, okay, one, because there was only two wrestlers in the ring, and in the that basically in the short drop match, um, for example, Aleister Black was in the ring, and Bobby Roode was in the ring while the Revival, are in their corners basically, and and I said, and I've talked about this before, when it pertains to a triple threat tag team match, you know, it should be Dash Wilder from the Revival, Aleister Black, and Bobby Roode in the ring while the rest of their teammates are in their corners. That's how it should be. I mean, it's been done before. Why can't they do it again? You know. But anyways, I knew how this was gonna end. This was gonna end. They wanted to protect Aleister Black and Ricochet of losing, and to not take the pinfall, which is why Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are in this match. So Ricochet went for a dive over the ring post. Chad Gable made a tag. And then it ended up having the Revival doing their Shadow Machine onto Chad Gable to get the win. And I knew, as I did the prediction, I knew Chad Gable was going to be the one to take the pinfall, which is bullshit. Chad Gable is too good to be losing. Chad Gable should not be losing matches. Chad Gable, who is a former Olympian, and he's a tremendous athlete, a great wrestler in the ring, and he deserves better than this. So yeah, I seen it right on the wall there that there was no way the Revival was going to lose the World Tag Team belts either because they just won it. But at the same time, by adding Chad Gable and Bobby Roode in the match, they were was going to be one taking the pinfall, which Chad Gable ended up being one taking the pinfall. And then on top of that, also Black and Ricochet, they could avoid of losing the match. It's a way to protect them, which I expect that to happen. So. But the match was good. It was good though. I applaud this match. It was very good, except for that one spot that that was botched. All right, next match we get to a fatal four-way WWE United States Championship, 10 minutes and 50 seconds with the United States Champion Samoa Joe versus Andrade Cien Almas being accompanied by Selena Vega versus R-Truth being accompanied by Carmella versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Now during the pre-show, there was something about Carmella and Selena Vega arguing about which of their guys deserve a shot at the United States title and blah blah blah. And then Samoa Joe walks in and says, "How about I'll take on all comers for the United States Championship because he's a fine champion and everything." And he's like, and then Rey Mysterio Jr. could be added in as well. And it was made. So and the reason why it was made too, because in my guess, fans were upset that the match between Rey Mysterio Jr. and Andrade Cien Almas was going to be on the pre-show. That was going to be the match that was going to be set up on the pre-show, and fans were upset about that. I'm assuming that's why WWE decided to change it because fans were complaining about this. They deserve better than to be on the pre-show. So WWE decided to put them on the main show with Samoa Joe and R-Truth to have this rematch for the United States Championship title from SmackDown for that go-home show. And sure enough, we did. And this match was better than the match from SmackDown. Now I'm not trying to say that the one from SmackDown was bad. The match from SmackDown was good too, but this one took it to a whole new level of being good. Especially we had the involvement with Carmella and Selena Vega brawling outside the ring and all that. R-Truth did his thing, what pertains to him being a parody John Cena with the Final Shuffle and blah blah blah, doing that stuff. Rey Mysterio Jr. he's always good. Andrade Cien Almas, he was on point. Samoa Joe, what can I say about Samoa Joe? Like I haven't said about him before, he is that damn good. And then in the end, Samoa Joe won with the cocaine clutch onto Rey Mysterio Jr. And yeah, Samoa Joe is still the WWE United States Champion, looking like a strong, fighting champion. And good. That's good for Samoa Joe. Then we get to the Boss and Hug connection. Bayley and Sasha Banks were the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and they were up against Nia Jax and Tamina in 7 minutes and 5 seconds. This match sucked. Sasha Banks, she was delaying to get on top rope with the assist of Bayley. The way it was done, she looked like she was scared to climb up there. Basically, For example, Eddie Guerrero. When Eddie Guerrero does that, he always gets up there very quickly because he's very good and very athletic to do so. He's an athlete, obviously. He he's in control. Sasha Banks, not much of an athlete anyways, and she was nervous to do that. Even though Sasha Banks, who grew up on idolizing and work, saying that Eddie Guerrero is my hero and all that, right? He's my inspiration and all that, right? And Sasha Banks, couldn't even get on, couldn't do what Eddie Guerrero has done over the years, But besides that, Nia Jax was freaking garbage in this match. She botched a move to Sasha Banks, where she almost hurt Sasha Banks. And then it happened again on the outside. Tamina and Nia Jax failed to catch Sasha Banks, sort of. They kind of fell down, but then got back up. The spot was that Nia Jax and Tamina were supposed to catch Sasha Banks and stand still, as Bayley goes on the top and take them out, But Tamina and Nia Jax, they messed that spot up. They're supposed to be the muscle of that, and they're not being the muscle of that whole situation. It was bad, and the match itself was bad too. It was garbage. But in the end, at least Bayley and Sasha Banks retained the titles. So, and I mentioned before with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship earlier, what pertains to commentary, Beth Phoenix was there to commentate for this match. So after the match, Nia Jax and Tamina were being sore losers by attacking Bayley and Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks was tossed over the broadcast table by Tamina, where Michael Cole, Renee Young, Corey Graves, and Beth Phoenix were sitting, and they got out of the way in the nick of time. So Tamina gets in the face of Beth Phoenix, who's watching on and everything, right? And then they all, and then Nia Jax looking on too, back from behind, and then Beth Phoenix pushes down Tamina for getting her in her face and all that. Nia Jax, takes her down, and I saw Beth Phoenix's cell phone basically, fall off of her pocket. And they brought her in the ring, beat her up. Natalya comes out just for the aid of her best friend, and she gets beat up too. So basically, the Simone Slaughterhouse and Nia Jax and Tamina took out the Divas of Doom. Yeah, because if folks don't know, Beth Phoenix and Natalya, back in 2011, they were known as this tag team, the Divas of Doom. So, and that was that. And obviously, the way they did this too, it's going to be a match between these two at WrestleMania. The two teams basically. But I'll get to more of that when I do the next review. But yeah, there you go. WWE Championship Triple Threat match in 18 minutes and 45 seconds. So the WWE Championship match was still a Triple Threat match by order of Mr. McMahon, but it did not involve Kofi Kingston. So we had WWE Champion Daniel Bryan being accompanied by Rowan versus Kevin Owens versus Mustafa Ali. I had no problem with Mustafa Ali being in this match, except for one thing. The fans were expecting Kofi Kingston to be in this match. So because it wasn't Kofi Kingston, and it was Mustafa Ali, this gave me a same vibe from 2014, where Daniel Bryan was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble, and people were expecting Daniel Bryan to be in the Royal Rumble, but it ended up being Rey Mysterio Jr., and then the fans booed Rey Mysterio Jr. Same thing happened here. Fans were expecting Kofi Kingston, but it was Mustafa Ali, and Mustafa Ali got booed. Great job, WWE. Great fucking job. Mustafa Ali did not deserve that. He didn't deserve to get booed that way. He didn't deserve to be treated that way. He didn't deserve to be in that spot, knowing that you piss off these Cleveland, Ohio fans for not giving Kofi Kingston putting in his matches instead of Mustafa Ali. And the match suffered because of that. And I'll explain why. Now, despite the match being good, which it was good, the fans won't shut the fuck up about saying, "We want Kofi," and they kept chanting, "Kofi, Kofi." These fans will not shut the fuck up about that. and they're trying to perform a good match here, and they were performing a good match here. Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, and Mustafa Ali, but the fans at one point, they kept, they still kept chanting, "We want Kofi and Kofi, Kofi," and then they did stop for a while, and then then we had some couple more asshole fans, chanting for Kofi and everything. I'm like, do you not people understand that what WWE is doing is that they're going to give Kofi Kingston that opportunity at WrestleMania. The whole Kofi Mania thing that y'all want to happen, it's going to happen at WrestleMania. You're going to get what you want anyways. And they're telling you, and they're telling the story here, how much more do you want Kofi Kingston to be in that spot at WrestleMania? What how far are you willing to go to get what you want for Kofi Kingston to get that opportunity for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Now, the way you're doing it here is you're not helping the case at all with between Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Mustafa Ali. Show some fucking respect for these guys that are performing for you guys. They're putting their bodies on the line for you guys, and you're basically doing the same thing like you did. I'm not saying it's the same crowds from Extreme Rules from that Iron Man match, which was between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. It was Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, whichever city that was. It was basically they were worried about a countdown clock than they were of the match, and same thing with this match. They're worried about Kofi Kingston not being in this spot. Then they're not caring about the match that these guys were pulling. Mustafa Ali doing some killing moves in this match. Kevin Owens was killing himself too in this match. Daniel Bryan was killing himself in this match. They were killing each other in this match. And all you care about is cheering for Kofi Kingston. You want to talk about disrespectful fans, right? That's WWE fans for you. All these WWE fans are nothing but disrespectful punks. Spoiled brats, that's what they are. Spoiled brats. So the match ends with Kevin Owens being taken out by Rowan, and it was between Mustafa Ali and Daniel Bryan. And Mustafa Ali trying to go for I think he was trying to go for his satellite DDT off the second rope to Daniel Bryan, but then Daniel Bryan closed him in minute with a running knee, and it was pretty cool the way it was done too. What a great way to end the match too. And Daniel Bryan, obviously, still WWE champion. Yes. Oh yeah, sorry. The yes movement is dead now. So the Planet's champion. Yeah. Next we get to Becky Lynch limping. Well, first Charlotte Flair came out first, basically, and then Becky Lynch started limping. She got her cane or crutch, basically. And the winner, and basically this match, if Becky Lynch could win this match, then she'll be added to the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 35, which makes no fucking sense because Becky Lynch won her right to be in the match when she won the Royal Rumble. I'm not gonna go through this again, folks. I explained this before. It's too confusing to explain it. It's too complicated to explain. It makes no sense at all based on how WWE did this, how they ruined it. So I'm not gonna go through that whole thing. Maybe I will go through it again when I do my WrestleMania preview. But other than that, I can't go through this again. I just want to continue on with this review. So, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, 8 minutes and 45 seconds. This match sucked because Becky Lynch coming in injured. She's hurt from her knee basically, and then Charlotte Flair, after their match, after their the final build up for Fastlane on SmackDown, the Go Home show, Charlotte Flair beat up on Becky Lynch, even though Becky Lynch told her at first too that with her being injured, she's more dangerous than ever, and Charlotte Flair attacks her and all that, and then Becky Lynch fights her back and everything, and then we get to this pay-per-view. Charlotte Flair, she's mocking Becky Lynch, she's making fun of her, she's saying, "Are you even 100% and all that?" And I'm saying to myself, what was the point of doing that segment then if Charlotte Flair was supposed to go show up on the pay-per-view and no sell, that Becky Lynch, with her being injured, she's dangerous. That's not what happened at all. and the match went on way too long, and it was not good because Becky Lynch was selling too much of her knee. So Charlotte Flair got her in the figure four, and then all of a sudden Ronda Rousey comes out, and she punches Becky Lynch. Referee takes too long to ring the bell. He's like, "What are you doing? Why would you do that and all that?" And then ring the bell. And then and then the ring announcer made it even worse, saying, "Your winner, Becky Lynch," which means she will be added into the match at at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title. Basically stating the obvious on that because we don't know. That was stipulation. They gotta remind us again. This was shit. The match was shit. The booking was shit. Ronda Rousey coming in there doing that was shit. Referee delaying was shit. The ring announcer making stating the obvious was shit. The entire thing was shit. Charlotte Flair was standing there looking all confused and looking so stupid. It was stupid. It was fucking garbage. They fucking ruined what could be a great build up for WrestleMania, where it should have been about Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. But no, Vince McMahon had to get in the way. Stephanie McMahon had to get in the way. Triple H had to get in the way. And Vince McMahon himself, he couldn't help himself. He had to add Charlotte Flair into the mix, which we never wanted in the first place. We didn't want Charlotte Flair to be in there in the first place. It should have just been about Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. Way to go, McMahons. Way to go, WWE. You fucking ruined it. So before we get to the main event match, and you'll be surprised what was the main event match too, alright, folks. We get Elias coming out there again. He sings about Becky Lynch being hurt and whatever, and then he sings about something else, and then also Lacey Evans comes out to do her walk away, and then goes back. Elias was disappointed, only for him to get RKO out of nowhere by Randy Orton. And then AJ Styles comes out of nowhere, gives him the phenomenal forearm. Because I should mention this too. They say on the pre-show, AJ Styles was on, he was on the panel, and basically talks about Randy Orton, and he says the next time he sees Randy Orton, or whatever, he's gonna make his move on Randy Orton, for interrupting him and everything. So that was it. But the way they did it was so stupid. Like, really, this is how you set a feud between Orton and Styles for WrestleMania, by having Elias get interrupted by Lacey Evans for a distraction for Randy Orton to RKO Elias for no reason, or because he's a Viper who strikes out of nowhere. And then AJ Styles comes out of nowhere and then gives him a phenomenal forearm, and that was the segment. I was like, what the fuck am I watching here? And so the main event, for the final time, the last time ever, the last reunion of the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre in a 6-man tag team match. Lasted 24 minutes and 50 seconds. And I think this was the longest match on the show on here. And basically this was just a nostalgia match, basically. And when this match happened, and I realized while I was watching Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, I see myself, oh wait a minute, I forgot about the Shield versus Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. And I see myself, really, this is the main event? Not against the main event here, the main event match. Not against the match I meant to say, but this did not need to be the main event. I'm sorry. Despite Roman Reigns situation, all that, this didn't need to be the main event. It should at least be the WWE Championship. That match was good, but no. Instead, we had to give the Shield the last moment here. Match itself, though, I thought it was decent. It wasn't bad, except for that one spot between Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin. They botched some kind of move in the corner where Baron Corbin was going to slide under the ropes to do his thing, where it pertains to him grabbing the post and then get back into the ring. Grabbing the post and swinging himself back into the ring. I don't know. I'm not gonna blame Roman Reigns for this one, because Roman Reigns has been gone from the ring for months, but I blame in a way I kind of blame Baron Corbin more than I blame Roman Reigns, because Baron Corbin, at least he's been there, for you know at least he's been there, basically, he's been there. Roman Reigns has been gone for a while, I'm not gonna blame too much on Roman Reigns, but at the same time they both botched the spot there. I don't know what they were going for there, but they messed up the spot, whatever spot they were trying to go for. But besides that, Ambrose and Rollins was fighting with McIntyre and Lashley outside of the of the ring and into the crowd. Basically, on one point, the match got out of control. So basically, the match got back underway, and then they start fighting outside. They was gonna try to take out, I think, Roman Reigns, do a triple powerbomb on the broadcast table, and Drew McIntyre's gonna do Roman Reigns' powerbomb spot while Corbin and Lashley gets Roman's from his shoulder and slam him down. But Ambrose and Rollins comes out of nowhere and be up on basically Ambrose after McIntyre, Rollins after Lashley, and Roman goes after Corbin. Corbin ends up being back in the ring. Lashley gets taken out by Rollins on the with a curse stomp on the broadcast table, but it didn't collapse though. McIntyre was all over Reigns. Also, was Ambrose basically. But McIntyre was fine back, and then also in the Shield was doing the Shield beatdown. Boom, 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 and then the part where annoys me the most here, what pertains to the Shield beatdown, is what Kevin Dunn does from the production truck, telling the cameras to do the zoom in, zoom out, the shaky cameras, and go this camera and go that camera. I was like, oh my god, will you stop with the shaky cameras? Will you stop doing that? I fucking hate that shit. Just stand still, keep it still. I don't mind if you keep switching it, to this camera and that camera, but hold it still and stop zooming in and out. Stop shaking it. It's so stupid the way he does it too. It was so stupid. And his excuse is, it creates chaos. No, it's make you feel nauseous when you watch it on TV. It's fucking annoying. And they need to stop that shit. But anyways, so they end up taking out McIntyre with the shield bomb through the broadcast table, which was the Spanish commentator table basically. And then they did the shield thing, pertains to surround the ring to Baron Corbin. And then they beat up on Corbin. And then they give him the triple shield powerbomb. And I can't remember who was legal in the match. I think it was Roman Reigns. And yeah, and the Shield wins. Which is obviously expected, because there was no way in hell that Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, the Shield was going to lose. So yeah. But there you go. That was the main event match. And again, this should never have been the main event match in my opinion. I thought the match was decent. It was just a nostalgia match. Because the Shield. But this did not needed to be the main event, folks. It just didn't. In my opinion, it should have been the WWE Championship match. That should have been the main event match. But because it wasn't. But besides that, I thought the match itself was good. I mean, not the match. Basically, that's it for the review. The show itself, I thought was a good show. Surprisingly, I thought it was a good show. But at the same time, I did point out some things that bothered me on the show. There were some issues on the show that I didn't like. And with that being said, as far as my overall strength for the show for WWE FASTLANE from March 10th, 2019, I'm gonna go 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna go 5.5 out of 10. This was a good show. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying that. I thought it was a good show. and I'm not trying to say I'm gonna hate the show because the show's gonna be bad. No, I come into shows with high expectations. I want it to be good, and sure enough, it was good. So props to WWE for that. It was a good show, but now the wasting time stops because now you gotta build up for WrestleMania, which they failed to do after the Royal Rumble. But we'll see how that turns out when I do my next reviews. But that being said, folks, hope you enjoyed this review of WWE FASTLANE 2019. Again, I apologize for posting up very late. Again, I was busy. It happens. But I'm here now to do it, and hopefully, you'll tune in to hear my thoughts of it. But that being said, thank you all for watching. It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets.